podcast.
Hello and welcome to PMC English. I'm Idris. With me is
Ayushi.
Ayushi. We have a special guest today.
Yeah.
Right. Could you please introduce?
So today we will again be in conversation with founder of Zest in Life, Mr. Veda Vyas ji. Sir, thank you for coming to our studio and giving your valuable time to us.
Thank you for inviting Ayushi.
It's a pleasure to have you on board, and I'm really excited that I have heard a lot about you, and it gives me immense pleasure to see you in front of me, and we'll have a great conversation. So I want to start with, is too much of positivity negativity, or is we can say that too much of negativity is positivity? How do you see it?
Very interesting question, because in today's world people are running towards positivity and sometimes desperately. And when you are desperate about positive, it is negative because it's coming out of fear, not out of joy.
Right.
So you want to be happy no matter what, you want to project that happiness no matter what's inside, no matter how sad you are, no matter how upset you are. That is sort of expectation of the world. So when we run by the expectations of the world, whatever happiness that we project, is it real happiness? Similarly, some person might not project on the outside whatever that. They may be too busy, completely introvert and completely disconnected with the world, but they might be enjoying what they are doing with complete focus. So do we say they are sad? Do we say they are negative? From the world's perspective, is completely disconnected.
Absolutely.
But they are enjoying. So what is positive and negative, and from whose perspective are we talking about? So in fact, there is nothing positive or negative. It's only a perception. So we try to understand whose positivity or whose negativity are we talking about.
Correct.
Then everything falls into place.
That's brilliant. Amazing answer, of course. And the clarification is pretty, awesome, I would say. So one more thing. I have seen a lot of people, they fake positivity. Lots of things happening around. They try to hide that, just showing that, no, everything, all is well, all is well. Do you think it's good or bad?
It depends again. What is the context? See, in an organization, there is a manager who has to keep up the morale of his team. No matter what is going on, no matter how much problem is there, what is the job of the leader? Is the morale.
Right.
It's not about the reality. There are a lot of people, he has a huge team to take care of the problems. If he feels that there is a problem, then what happens to the team?
Correct.
So in that context, sometimes it is required that you have to maintain that positivity. You have to project that positivity so that others may take courage, so that things won't fall apart. Right? And sometimes it's not necessary. If you're not leading a team and your actions might not affect anybody, then what's the point of faking it? Right. Then you have to actually deal with it.
So this question came in my mind because I have, it was a live example. There was a person, he had some problems in his life. And what I observed, he's not focusing on the solutions. Instead of he's saying all is well, all is well. So I told him straight away that I don't think so this is the right way to approach positivity. This positivity means finding the solutions. And at the same time, that will give you a good feel once you try to find out something and try to, achieve something to correct whatever is wrong in your life. So do you think I was right or wrong?
Depends again. Is the person capable of addressing those problems?
It was helpful. In fact, initially he felt bad about it. The way I spoke with him, I said, this is not positivity, because he had a strong belief that whatever he is doing is right. But I couldn't stop myself. I just told him that you have to do this thing. This is positivity. This is not, you're just faking it. So that's why I was like, a bit.
So sometimes people need reality check. There's nothing wrong with giving it. Sometimes why are people faking it is not because of they want to fake it, because the alternative is too painful, because they are not able to face it.
Right.
So if the person is really capable of facing it and you feel that this person can do better, then giving a reality check helps. But if the person is not capable of facing it, then we are actually depressing that person. There is no right or wrong answers here. There's a range of kind of people we are dealing with. And unless we are very compassionate towards them to really understand what they really need and what they're really capable of, we won't know what is right or wrong. Usually what happens is we give suggestions to others based on what triggers us, not what triggers them. You understand trigger?
Yes, I got it. I understood.
If something is painful to me, I want the other person to change.
Because I care for them, I feel that.
No.
Is that what you see?
When I am dealing with the other person, his behavior is giving me pain.
We want people to change according to our
Oh,
pains,
you mean that
our
way? Okay,
triggers.
got it. But I took it in another way because I cared for him.
We do care for him, but we have to check this.
Right.
Is the other person's behavior paining me? Is it about my pain or his pain?
Right.
Or her pain?
Wonderful.
So when we check that, then we get a reality check.
Right.
Then we know what is it really about.
Wonderful. That's brilliant. It didn't, trigger me actually to check this, but definitely a brilliant, amazing thing I've learned today. Definitely I'll apply it. But in most of the cases, I am kind of, I feel others' pain more. That way, I might talk, maybe I'll be rude at times. So that's the thing. I don't know.
I have to check once here. Are you getting triggered by others' pain?
Triggered as in I care for people. Mostly I'm very compassionate to everyone. Yes. So a different trigger, I would say. It's a caring one.
How is it affecting you?
I feel that they shouldn't be in pain. If I know this is the solution, then I should communicate with them, though they may feel bad about it. But a trigger is there, of course.
But there is one thing that's important here. Once we should understand the philosophy of life.
Right.
That we should respect suffering.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
Because we are born to suffer. And through suffering is learning. And everybody has a choice how to learn, how much suffering they want to take. So, do we have permission from the other person to object to their suffering? Do we have that relationship? It's very important. If I go on telling everybody, because I'm compassionate, I feel righteous, then somewhere it's not right. To some extent. Somewhere it is very right.
You're right.
Somewhere it backfires.
A lot of people thought that I'm bad for them. I'm not a well-wisher for them. But in the long run, once it helps them in one or the other way, they came to me and they said, yeah, you are right. So that was but this is a very nice point you have raised here, of course.
Always respect. Otherwise what happens is, like you said, they will not like it because it was uninvited and it was a bit rude.
Right. That's what happens.
Right?
Yes.
So it might, your intention is right, but then
But
the way you are doing, your compassion was not enough.
Correct. Or maybe the ways.
Your compassion was only to the extent it is triggering you rather than extending it to understanding the other person. So if we understand that this will cause hurt, but is this hurt worth what they are getting out of it? Is there a better way?
Right.
If we understand the person really, overcome our own trigger. See, the problem we don't understand, we don't have space in our mind to understand other person because we are already in pain.
Right.
Once they are in pain and I am in pain and I am able to see this is the problem, I am not in a solution mode anymore. I am in a suggestion mode.
Correct.
I know what is right, you are doing wrong.
Got your points.
Right? Instead, if we shift it, that am I okay with this pain? Can I respect the other person's pain and my pain? And can I accept this pain? What happens when you accept the pain? Say it's okay to have this pain. What then? What will you do? Will you do the same thing?
Maybe I might not.
Then you will go to the next level and be actually compassionate, the way compassion is supposed to be. When we are trying to be compassionate, it's nothing wrong, but we are trying to do something good for the world. If the world doesn't see it as good, then world will reject it.
True.
Even if initially, maybe later on, like you said, may
Yeah,
happen.
right. Initially
Or
it's
sometimes world may
rejected.
totally reject it for all ever also.
True.
Right? Do we want that?
Of course, we don't want that.
Right? So we have to raise beyond our pain. So like you said, what is true happiness? What is positive? What is negative?
Right.
This decides to what extent we are positive and what extent we are negative. So if we are, what extent we are compassionate and to what extent we are supposed to be.
Brilliant. Amazing.